Everybody, I want to check and make sure this is recording, so I'm going to disappear for just a second to check the other side of the screen. I think so. Hopefully you can see me. I am doing this post right now. It is 1:10 p.m. Oh goodness, what date is it? I think it's the 19th or the 20th. I believe it's Tuesday. But I am just so excited and rejuvenated and wow, just in awe of ultimately Truth Judge Jesus and how he works. I'm doing this video for you guys, Raymond and Amelia, Miko, being there to support them, and just all of us, that because you cared enough to stand up and fight, to trust God. Raymond, again, I remember seeing your article now weeks ago about how they imprisoned you, left you naked, in a dirty cell. And yes, you had dark moments, but you remembered Paul. And you allowed God to strengthen you. And I remember saying, I gotta meet that guy. I remember even telling my pastor, like, I've got to send you this article, this man that they put in jail, and he's just like preaching. And just being excited about that. And of course, my pastor knows that those are the things that just really energize me, is just seeing faith in action. And little did I know that he was going to put me here to also be Schwab Strong weeks later. And I wish you guys were with us right now. I wish I could reach out and give you a great big hug, because I'm so proud of y'all that you continued to stay strong. Tyler, I hope I'm going to get a chance to meet you before you go back. I'm so glad that you were there. It's always good to see you on the videos there with your parents. And I'm thankful. I read that ultimately, in the beginning, Tyler, you had mentioned, this may not sound right, Dad, but I know that ultimately God is going to get the glory out of this. And for those that know my story and just even how I've been fighting through my own corruption out of the state of Texas there in Collin County, I've been saying Romans 8:28, for God causes all things to work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purposes. And I know that I love him, and I know I'm definitely called according to his purposes, not mine. His timing, not mine. His ways, not mine. This whole journey that's now pushing 3 weeks, I wasn't even planning to leave. I wasn't planning to go anywhere. And ultimately, when trying to, again, do the right thing, do the lawful thing, while the law there in Collin County was completely above the law and breaking the law, trying to pay for that failure to appear warrant where I was being penalized as an already indigent mother, striving and struggling to take care of her kids. They knew it, charging me $383 for simply caring for my son who just wound up in a totaling accident on the way to your fraudulent, illegal, frivolous hearing. They're trying to pay it. And calling and talking to a district clerk there that says, well, you're going to have to go to the jail and they're going to tell you what to do, which of course I knew what that meant. And realizing, Lord, I don't know what to do, but I got to trust you. And then contacting Louisville PD and saying, please let the constables know. Again, I'm trying to resolve this, figure out what's going on. Them not resetting the hearing, them not having any interest whatsoever in me lawfully resolving the warrant and challenging the writ, going to show cause as to why I'm not returning her back into an abusive environment. With all that going on, and just saying, okay, God, I got to be silent again. I have to wait for you to speak. And then saying at the same time, God, if you tell me something scary, like protect yourself, as you've intervened many times, protect your baby girl. I got you. I have your back. Then, Lord, I'll go and I'll follow. And then I remember getting to our first location hours later, and I think within that first 24 hours, somehow getting on Facebook and seeing Jennifer Wynn and seeing the Schwab family and what was going on, and saying to the Lord, you know what? God, if you gave me a way to get down there and meet those people, if nothing, but to let them know, them standing on their faith in Truth Judge Jesus, to fight for them and their children. God, if you give me a way to get to them, I will go. And then within another couple of days, him showing me, well, baby girl, get ready, that's where you're going. And so it's just been such a pleasure to be able to get to meet you guys and to break bread, going down for the first time, trying to make it for the service and the potluck, the first one that you all put out there, and bring food. And of course, getting stopped by law enforcement on the way from a 50 that jumped down to a 30. And immediately breaking into just pleas with that officer, telling him my story from out of Texas. Look, they probably have a warrant for me, they probably have a writ for my baby, but I'm trying to protect her and I'm trying to restore my life, so please don't run me. Them running me and realizing they haven't put anything in the system, you're fine. Yes, I got a ticket I've got to answer to, but ultimately being able to proceed, of course, making great friends on the way. You know who you are, Miss Gina. I thank you and just love you. I know Mariah misses you as well. Just being able to be down there with y'all for a couple of days, and of course to see you again once you came back. And I wish I could hug and hold you guys right now and tell you how proud of you I am. I just watched your InfoWars interview. Raymond, again, great job. Amelia, great job. You guys are giving me strength as I am just making myself stay in the war room, continue to keep doing my recordings. Here's my wall of all the steps that it took as I'm still going through that process and trying to get that story out. The first half here being really what I realize is I'm having my hearing that I know I may not get the opportunity to get. I did find out yesterday that they had gotten me a superpower law firm where these guys, their experience is 25, 30 years. They're connected with everything as former police officers, investigators, FBI, Secret Service agents. Of course, I understand the reasoning behind that is they need someone that ultimately can pick and pull and piece me apart, everything I'm saying, everything I'm doing, and can do it with the perspective and the understanding of what I'm focusing on from a law enforcement, criminal justice standpoint, as well as family law standpoint, as well as at this point, definitely civil rights standpoint, because they understand that's the level that I'm researching, that I'm fighting, and that I'm operating on. I'm glad to hear that they've finally gotten me effective counsel, but I know obviously with those kind of backgrounds, I can't reach out to them just yet, but I will soon. And so ultimately, you guys are giving me the strength to continue to go through it. I know God's giving me the strength, giving all this the strength. I was so thrilled and so encouraged to see, again, going back to my board here with the Truth Judge Jesus Protective Custody Program in plain sight, and just sending people every step of the way. Ultimately, again, I was just so glad to hear you all say that you're going to start doing coffee and devotions every morning at 7 a.m. And of course, again, I want to call you, but I know that y'all are tapped. And I've got to finish this job that God's given me to do. In every video, I'm getting stronger and more courageous. Of course, yes, it's somewhat, gosh, I don't even know the words. I don't know what's going to happen once everything gets released, but I know God's already there. So whatever He's determined, I'm okay with. I'm good. I'm strong. I'm happy. I will be peaceful regardless. And just ultimately, God is getting the glory. He's kicking butt and taking names right now. I think about Mahatma Gandhi. They say first, I guess they ignore you, and then they laugh at you, and then they fight you, and then you win, realizing that all of us, as we are trusting Truth Judge Jesus, and we're just simply standing for the right to be heard. Okay, if they won't give us that in secreted, collusive courtrooms, then God's going to give us the platform, and He's doing that, and that is so awesome and so encouraging. And so I'm just completely energized and jazzed up, and of course not crying and snotting this time like I did answering your video, Somebody Do Something, Jennifer Wynn, when I was there in my first stop, and again saying, Lord, I want to meet that woman that's also just fighting tooth and nail with the Schwabs, with other families. I want to encourage people to continue to just come out of the woodwork, speak your truth, let your voices be heard, stand with the voices of overcomers for our children and also all of us as we're overcoming. And ultimately, yes, the mothers are coming, the fathers are coming, the families are coming. Our cases are being removed to universal court where Truth Judge Jesus is stepping in that courtroom and saying that, yes, the voices, the truth will be heard. Truth will be revealed. Justice will be served. We've prayed many prayers. It's coming. I love y'all, and I hope to see you within the day. Trying to get all this wrapped up because I know soon I've got to get back. I want to see my babies, want to get home, and just trust God for whatever happens with our story once He finishes releasing and exposing all that He has, because they challenge and mock Him, not me. We wrestle not with flesh and blood. I love y'all. See you soon.